sheet on the back of the Lowe's receipt. I'm super prepared. Ludwig von Beethoven went progressively deaf throughout his career, and if you listen to some of the last things that he wrote, it's kind of apparent, but he did mask it quite well throughout his career. Some of us just get lucky. I took music theory, Music 202. It was a 2-year intensive music course when I was in college the first time in my early 20s. This was a 2-year course, and it was in college, and so it was like Monday through Thursday every week. It was team taught by 2 different professors, and we would do ear training and sight reading and history and lecture and compositions, and it was insane. And it was designed to make you go insane by about semester number 3. So it was team taught, like I said, by 2 professors who were just world-class educators and musicians in their own right. And our Monday, Wednesday professor was Dr. Tom Ferguson. He's no longer with us. God rest his soul. But he came to us, he's a little old man, well, kind of a little old man, and he came to us with a pedigree, first of all, from Eastman Conservatory of Music, which is really top drawer, you know, and so here he was, kind of our Dumbledore, but he also, he was in his own right a very accomplished jazz pianist, and he was a composer, and he was a player, and he would drop names sometimes, which I find irritating with musicians, but those people would also drop his name, so that's pretty. We kind of didn't know what we had when we were studying under him, and he held us to a very high standard. He held us to an Eastman Conservatory standard. So there were certain rules that you just absolutely could not break in his class, and a lot of them were common sense. A lot of them were like, show up seriously every day, take great notes, read all the time, work together. You're going to be working together on stage and you know, in the background, so you might as well form your team bonds here in the classroom. And but that said, it was really, really stringent class. One thing that he really hammered home with us is that we had compositions due probably every week. And just to demonstrate that we were understanding the content of what was being taught, we had to write 8 to 16 bars, like half a page of content at a time. But this was like speaking a foreign language. Like you learn to write in a foreign language by writing a complete sentence when you first start out, like a noun and a verb. And then you write longer sentences, and then strings of sentences, paragraphs, and then eventually essays. That's kind of the complexity we were following, but our content wouldn't get any longer. We would start with 8 to 16 bars of easy stuff, and when we were in 4th semester, we were writing 8 to 16 bars of insane stuff, and so it was really concentrated, and it got just really difficult. One thing he tried to hammer home to us was that you always had to play your compositions. How else do you know whether you made a typo? If you didn't hear it, right? And it's like, well, if you don't play piano, which kind of we all were supposed to know enough piano to get by, if you don't play piano, find somebody who does. You've already bonded with your classmates, you have pianists, they can do this with you. So you make sure that it's gone through